We build a lot of tools for NinjaTrader, and some of the coolest features are the ones that people don't even realize are there. So in this video, I'm going to rapid fire through some of my favorites, from our free performance indicator analytics to stream deck controls, smarter pattern data, prop firm tools, news features, and a whole lot more. Stay tuned, it's all coming up. Now, I'm not going to ask you for a like yet, but the first time I show you something you didn't know was possible, hit it. Okay, so our XABCD performance tool is really cool. This is a free one. It's yours to grab, but it gave you all these metrics, which are very handy in itself. But if you are somebody who might not be that technical, or you might not absolutely understand everything that you're reading, we do have now this recommendation box, and it's going to analyze your system. It waits 5 minutes and it gathers a whole bunch of information at that time, and it looks at the history of stats, not just for like 1 second, but where you're at, and then it's going to give you a whole bunch of recommendations on things you can improve to improve your overall experience. And right now you can see I'm scoring around a 92.7. I don't know what your score will be, but feel free to download that at xabcdtrading.com. Now, when it comes to our XABCD hotkey product, I love the Stream Deck. I love the Stream Deck and what it can do. I have no affiliate deal with them, nothing. Just for trading, it's amazing. We've gone crazy with it. These are all our add-on keys that you can add. So if you want to move a position to break even, it will even store what your latest position was, the last one that you entered, and be able to move that one to break even. If there's something that you want to do, check with us. I'm pretty sure that we can do it, but it is a very, very complete. And then we have all these dials. So if you want to change your quantity, you can use like a dial. I love the trading cockpit. Oh, that we have to do a video on that one. Anyways, this thing gets me very excited. A huge fan of what you can do with our product and the Stream Deck. I think there's nothing else even close to doing it or like it. It works directly integrated with NinjaTrader 8. There's no third party, nothing. I love the concept. I love the whole thing. Between keys and dials, I couldn't pick a favorite one if you wanted me to. Now, if you right click on any of these alerts, you can look up the pattern in our database, and this is going to give you all this information that you would have had to done manually, and then so much more. So right now it's telling us that the pattern that we're looking at and analyzing is a B grade type pattern. And then you can see here how many of those trades had hit a 2-to-1. This is where this dashed line is, where a target is. How many have gone to a 3-to-1, a 4 or 5, 6, 7-to-1, and you can get an idea for how often it will hit that. Of course, most trades hit that 1-to-1, and then it kind of jumps to a 2-to-1, which is kind of interesting, because if you thought about taking a 1.5, you might not want to. 2 seems to hit a lot more, so you're leaving stuff on the table that you might not want to. Anyways, it gives you a whole ton of information here on this specific setup and what's happened in the past with that database that now connects to, and puts it all together for you. So really interesting sort of way of analyzing patterns that we just never had the ability to do before. And in our XABCD hotkeys thing, the one thing I'm constantly looking at is our tape ticker. Now you can drag these onto dials if you have a Stream Deck with a dial, and you're going to see the ticker start to be built. So you can actually, depending on how big you want your ticker tape, these all sync together, which is super cool. And then you have your own little ticker tape going across the bottom where you can fill out what you want in each and every one, and it's going to just go along there. You can also have different things like your account balance or a watch list or different things scroll across. Super slick. I think the guys did a great job on this one. That is our ticker tape and our XABCD hotkey. So I'm going to trade with the position tool, and this is my next favorite feature, because it's actually going to happen when I get out of the position and the thing gets wrapped up. So we're just going to wait for that to happen. I'm going to talk about that when we come back. Okay, there we go. So now we have our trade commentary box. So this is going to summarize everything up. So this trade was a win, direction, long, 5 units. It says I was in for 6 minutes, 54 seconds. The entry point, I was actually slipped, and it tells you how much you were slipped and the risk impact for you. Your stop, obviously enabled. It wasn't triggered at this case. Our exit and our results, and you can see it's all there for you. And when you want to get rid of it, you just click on that box and it just goes away. All right, when it comes to our pattern scanner, we used to use the market analyzer, and there's a limitation here because this can only change instruments. So you can link it to a chart, but it doesn't change the time frame. So if you click inside a cell and then you want to change that symbol and to that time frame, it doesn't do so. So now we don't use that anymore. That's going to be used just to populate our XABCD alert panel, which you can see here on the left. And this is going to allow us to do all the cool things we want because we have both the instrument and the interval here that we built in to match up with what we have on the chart. So now what we can do is we can click on one of these, whether it's gold on 100 tick, and it's going to switch from whatever we were at to gold on the 100 tick, and it's automatically going to have the pattern software bring up the pattern there for you. Now that's really neat, but not only that is that we can have this put into a mode where it's called pattern link, and we can have it on. So every time a new pattern comes out, it automatically changes this specific chart that we have linked to it to the right instrument and the right time frame, and it just appears, which is really slick. All right, here's another cool feature a lot of people don't know about with our performance tool is you can actually click on a lot of these metrics. Let's just take our leg, and it actually will open up a little graph, and you can see it graphed over a history of time, which is sweet. Another easy one to see that on is our CPU. So you can see what your CPU is graphed at. If it's maxing out, a lot of the time it's going to be at the very top, obviously. But it's very handy to see trends either with memory or CPU, lag time, that sort of thing. So very handy. You can grab that at xabcdtrading.com. So this is our XABCD marker tool that basically allows you to write and draw on the charts. But what I wanted to show you was there is a support and resistance button in here as well. And you just click where you want support. And then if you want it bigger, you can make it bigger. And it says the price right there and what it is. So as you hover over it, it has this slick little animation. But if you don't want it so big, you can make it smaller, and you can even hold down control and you can separate it to make it a zone. So really sweet, really helpful. I use it every single day. That's our XABCD marker tool and the support and resistance function. Okay, so I'm going to tie in these vertical lines that you see on my chart that show the news, which is obviously going to be a big thing I'm going to use every single day to know when news is coming out, especially just the high priority news is going to be very important. I'm going to combine that though with our hotkey product that actually shows you on your Stream Deck when the news is coming out next. So you can constantly just in the corner of your eye look at your Stream Deck and see when that next news event is coming out, and it colorizes them based on priority. So super slick, it will be red when it's a red priority news, orange you can configure it saying how you want, but it's nice to have that visual key right on your Stream Deck. I look at it all the time like I do a clock. So I was originally going to talk to you about this enable TTS audio, which talks to you the whole trade through, whether targets or stops are hit. Is really cool. But then I thought maybe I'd talk to you about the one-click feature that you can just like enter in and it can place your stop behind the previous candlestick's body or whatever you want. However, I'm not. I'm going to talk to you about the prop firm mode. And this is something that more and more people are using, and you can enable it and you can add your prop firm in here. And if you don't have yours listed, we can add it there for you pretty easily. And then it gives you all the accounts and it loads in those rules and it configures the tool for you so that it obeys all those rules. So really cool, really slick, and really helpful for just getting things underway. Okay, my next favorite one, I'm thinking what I use all the time, and in the course of like a trading day, I like using something like this where I can just mark it like a trade journal and say, okay, well, this trade I did the wrong size on. This one, to be honest, I had no plan whatsoever there. And to be able to look back during the day and see the mistakes you made and just be able to correct them for the next session. And I guess that's the other one I'm having a hard time trying to decide between. The button right beside it, which maps in your sessions. You can have it show all your sessions so that you can see them and you can see what blocks they are. I love the way that this works out. Or you can pick and choose individual sessions so that you can say, okay, I want to trade London, New York, and this is what they look like, or Sydney, New York, whatever it is. And it's just a nice, clean way of being able to see all the sessions visually on your chart. So between looking back at a session and mapping in almost like a trade journal and seeing those session lines, they're both things I'd say equally kind of compete of what I use the marker for every single day. Now, if you like this sort of video, I do want to do another one because I just realized we have all these features like these badges I want to talk about that I haven't had a chance to yet. There's so many cool things like news storms and whatnot. I can go on forever. Yeah, feel free to like and subscribe to this video. We will see you guys in the next one. And don't forget to hit the bell if you want to get alerted for the next video. And we do a lot of NinjaTrader updates as well. NinjaTrader sort of updates on their products and things that have come out, so you don't have to read through all those release notes. So again, feel free to subscribe, and we will see you guys in the next video.